Hello, I am Artosis and welcome back to the weekly news. I know that it has been a while since I've done one of these. Sorry about that. I've been working on a lot of really exciting new projects that I can't tell anyone about yet, but hopefully I'll be able to soon. Anyways, I'm finally back here with the weekly show. It's going to be changing a little bit. Over the next couple of weeks, I hope to improve it a whole lot. I'm going to tell you at the end of the show how you can ask questions, get me to say some different stuff, and go over whatever it is that basically the community wants. So make sure you watch the end of the show for that. I'll have a little instructional part for that. So anyways, I've been gone a long time from this little news show. I'm back now. It's here to stay, I promise. And so let's get into it. There's basically just two things that I want to talk about this week. And the first of that is the TSL. Wow, 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 wow. We have the TSL brackets. Let's throw those up there and take a look-see. Now, just awesome set of brackets here. Way more exciting than the last TSL as far as I'm concerned. I really love all these matches. And I'm going to go ahead and give you my predictions, what I see happening. Alright, so first off we have JF, the defending TSL champion, against Gosi Terran. And you know, anyone who missed Gosi Terran against Infernal in the final round of qualifiers needs to check that out, because what a great game that was. Now, I'm definitely saying that I think Gosi Terran is going to take this JF. He is practicing now, but this year he has not been as active. You know, real life is catching up with him a little bit. You know, a lot of school, a lot of college, you know, girlfriend, this, that, the other thing. And I definitely think Gosi Terran, very talented player, should be able to take him out. Now, the next match, White Raw vs. Cabal, aka TT1. Yes, TT1 was a very known hacker for a long time, not with a lot of skill back then, but he is back with a vengeance, got some real skills this time. And this is actually a very hard to call match. You know, people are giving White Raw a ton of credit, and rightfully so, because this guy has done so well. He's basically cleaning up every tournament that Idra or Rhett haven't won. You know, he's always winning so many big high-level things, but I do have to say that TT1 has some very strong Protoss versus Protoss. I would not be overly surprised if TT1 really gives White Raw a run for his money. That being said, I do think White Raw is going to take it, but mark my words, I really feel like it's going to be a close series. Now, then we have Noni versus Tarson. You know, I'm pretty impressed with Tarson to make it into this. I kind of thought that the Seiki player would take him out and advance, but, you know, Tarson's playing well, and here he is in the round of 16, so totally congratulations to him. You know, he's one of the less-known names in it. But Noni is starting to look quite good, folks. He's practicing, and if he continues, I could see him doing quite well in this tournament. I definitely do see him taking out Tarson, but the games will not be looking like they looked in the Horror series. Horror being a little bit weak against Protoss, and Noni being solid as hell. Didn't look too pretty. This match should be a lot better than that. Then we have Idra vs. Zowsy. Now, Zowsy, he is a really great player, and you know, as Rhett has said before, you gotta feel bad for Zowsy. He's always getting knocked out by Idra, similar to what happens to Rhett, in fact, and White Raw, and a lot of other players. But you know, Idra, just about an unstoppable beast. Definitely expect Idra to take it out. Zowsy, though, I would be so surprised if he didn't take at least a game. And then we're down to the bottom part of the bracket. We have Brad OK versus Mondragon. And, well, a lot of people are saying Mondragon's going to take this. I disagree. I do think that Brad OK is going to take this. I've heard from some inside sources close to Brad OK that he's actually gotten a lot better recently. You know, the third place performance from the last TSL, you know, was a little bit over what he truly, you know, could have gotten if the brackets had gone a little bit different or if the games had gone a little bit different. But I think this time around he's a much stronger player. And I kind of expect him to take out Mondragon. So I see Brad OK advancing there. Now, Cole versus Phoenix. This is a really interesting one because people count Phoenix out a lot more than they should. This guy actually wins a lot of events. He does really, really well, only getting knocked out by the very top players normally. And, you know, I feel like this is going to be quite a good match, but I'm giving the edge to Cole here. Cole is really good, as everyone knows. He really kind of smashed Morrow, even after Morrow's strong first win there. But, you know, I think Phoenix is definitely going to do a better job than that. He'll be more prepared with his build orders, probably some more solid builds. I think he's actually not afraid of Cole at all. So I expect that to be a really good series, but I'm kind of going with Cole, partially based upon the maps, and partially just based upon Cole is pretty good, guys. Alright, so then we have Rhett versus Castro. Don't let Rhett fool you. He is going to Hulk smash Castro and move on to the next round with ease. And then we have Sen versus Draco, and I cannot even predict that matchup. I cannot predict it whatsoever. It's so hard to say. They're both such good players, no matter how much both of them practice. They're just so talented at that matchup that I expect that to be, you know, that's really like the match of this round as far as I'm concerned. Sen versus Draco. They both definitely deserve round of 8. I don't know. I don't even know who to put there, so I'm going to put a bunch of question marks because it doesn't matter who makes the next round. Let me go on to this next round and predict now. We'll start at the bottom this time. The winner of Sen and Draco against Rhett. Rhett is going to once again Hulk smash and move on to the next round. Then we have Brat OK against Cole. And, well, this is actually a really interesting match. I think it'll be pretty good. But again, you know, if Brad OK actually does defeat Mondragon, I definitely see him also defeating Cole. You know, I think that Mondragon can't possibly be too much worse than Cole. And I don't know, I have this feeling that we're going to see Brad OK in the top 4 again. And then we have Noni versus Idra. Wow. You know, I would put Noni as a favorite against almost anyone but Idra in this event. You know, really only Idra and Rhett and, you know, maybe my special little ghosty Terran would scare me for Noni. But, you know, I'm going to have to go with Idra winning this match. But, you know, Noni definitely is capable of really, really ridiculously high-level play. So we're going to have to see what he has in store for us. It's definitely going to be a great match again. But I do see Idra advancing there. And then we have Ghosty Terran against White Raw. And, you know, I think that White Raw, obviously, a ridiculously good competitor, and I think most people expect him to get top 4. But I'm going to go ahead and side with Ghosty Terran here. I think by then his Terran versus Protoss, you know, that's like 6 weeks off. His Terran versus Protoss by then is going to be out of this world. You know, White Raw has other matches he has to prepare for. Ghosty Terran is basically just Protosses up to the top 4. I don't know, man. He's improving very quickly every week, practicing as much as a pro gamer, practicing similar conditions to low-level pro gamers. So I do see Ghosty Terran taking that down. And then we have the top 4. Ghosty Terran against Idra and Rhett against Brad OK. Now, the Rhett versus Brad OK match, that is easy for me to predict. Rhett is going to crush Brad OK and go on to the finals. So I mean, I definitely do see Rhett going all the way up to the grand finals of the TSL. Believe me, he's been living with me for a while. He is dedicated. He is training so hard, and his skills are really quite undeniable. I definitely do see him going up to the grand finals of TSL. Now, Idra versus Ghosty Terran, much harder match to predict. There's going to be a lot of pressure on Idra at that point, and I've been saying since the day that they announced TSL that Ghosty Terran is one of the few players that will play in the foreigner scene who has real potential to knock Idra out in a best of 5. So definitely there is potential for that. Idra you still have to have as the favorite, no doubt about it. But if someone's going to knock him out, Ghosty Terran is a good bet for that. The dark horse for this tournament for me, certainly. So anyways, the loser of that match will defeat Brad OK. Brad OK I see in 4th place, Rhett 1st or 2nd, and Idra versus Ghosty Terran, obviously Idra you have to give the edge, but I would not be like hugely surprised